Okay, so welcome to Unit 5. In Unit 5, we will learn about paperwork for business. Paperwork for business, okay, or paperwork business. Let's go over the Unit 5 principles. Number 1, keep records. Number 2, record income and expenses at point of sale. Number 3, make an income and expense log. Number 4, create an income statement. Number 5, avoid selling on credit. Okay, so these are the principles, the 5 principles for Unit 5 that we'll go through briefly very soon. Okay, so let's go over our commitments for Unit 4. Unit 4, we were given 3 commitments: business plan commitment, home quality of life commitment, and savings commitment. Business plan commitment, we will separate business, personal and business money. I will create and keep a personal budget. I will separate my personal and business money. I will create and keep a personal budget. Were you able to keep this commitment? Okay, so our home quality of life commitment. Choose to improve a specific area from your home plan. Choose to improve a specific area from your home plan. Did you improve on your 8 areas of life? That's a commitment for home quality of life plan. Savings commitment. Save money even if it is just a coin or 2. Save money even if it is just a coin or 2. Okay, so kindly report. If you were able to keep your business commitment, kindly write yes. Home, yes. Savings commitment, yes. I'll pause for about 5 seconds as you report on your commitments. Thank you. Okay, so let's discuss these questions. What did you learn as you kept your commitment? What did you learn as you kept your commitment? And what problems did you encounter as you tried to keep your commitment? Please, if you are in the WhatsApp group, you can send your answers to the group, or you can private message me personally with your answers. If you are joining online through any other means, you can also answer in your book. Okay, so kindly note your answers to these questions. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so let's begin. So in this picture, what do you see in this picture? So principle number 1 will be there very soon. Principle number 2 will be there very soon. But what do you see in this picture before we begin? What do you see in this picture? Please note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so is this boat going to float? Do you think this boat will be able to float on this ocean? Will it float? Kindly write your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Kindly note your answer down. And please remember, this course you need a pen and a book so that you'll be able to remember all that you learn. Okay, I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so would you feel comfortable in this boat when it is in the middle of the sea? Assuming you are in this boat and you are on it in the middle of this sea, will you feel comfortable in this boat? If it's yes, kindly note your answer down. If it's no, kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so what would you need to know before taking this boat on a long journey on this sea? What are the things that you must know before taking this boat, or before entering this boat to go on a long journey on this ocean? What are the things that you must know first? Kindly note some of the things that comes to your mind that you must know before entering this boat and taking on a journey with it on the sea. I'll pause for about 10 seconds so that you note your answers down, the things that you must know before entering this boat to use it on the sea. I'll pause for about 10 seconds. Okay, so this boat is like your business. This boat here is like your business. Okay, you need to know some things about the boat and your business to make sure they will float before you take them into the deep water. You need to know some things about the boat, which is like your business. This boat is like your business, so you need to know things about this boat, which is represent your business, before you what you float, or you make sure that it will float before you take it on a journey on the sea into the deep waters. Okay, so like the boat, you need to know some things about your business before you invest money, or you take out a loan, or you create a lot of fixed costs. So paperwork provides all the tools you can use to make sure your business will float. Okay, so let's act. Okay, let's learn the 5 principles of paperwork. Let's learn 5 principles for paperwork. So let's go over the 5 principles of paperwork. 1. Keep records. 2. Record income and expenses at the point of sale. 3. Make an income and expense log. 4. Create an income statement. 5. Avoid selling on credit. Okay, so there's a video. Let's watch this video and we'll continue. Let's watch this video and then we'll come back and continue. Thank you.
Daniel, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Hey, so, I was wondering if you can pay me for the job I did last week.
Didn't I already pay you? I'm pretty sure I paid you.
No, look, there is this guy that I work for. He always writes everything down, receipts and everything. Do you have any records to show that you paid me?
I don't have any records, but I'm pretty sure I paid you.
No. Daniel, how would you know if you paid me if you don't keep any records?
Well, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't.
Daniel,
James!
good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How's business?
I'm busy, as you can tell.
Oh, business is good. You make any profit?
Yes, I think so.
You think so? What do you mean by that?
Well, I haven't been able to keep records of anything. I've been pretty busy making furniture. I keep it in my head and hoping that everything will work out.
Really? So you're telling me that you don't write down your expenses and your income to calculate profit and loss?
James, I'm not an accountant. I'm a carpenter.
Oh, Daniel. I know, but every business owner must keep records. It's the only way that you can know if your business will be successful or not. Let me ask you again. Have you made any profit?
I don't know.
Well, have you made more or less money than last month?
I don't know, James.
Daniel, please, follow my advice and keep records so that you'll know, okay?
Okay. It's clear that I have to do that. Thank you, James.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay, so let's go over the video summary. Okay, so Max, Daniel, I need to be paid for the job I did last week. Then Daniel says, I am sure I paid you. So Daniel is the carpenter, and then Max has come. Okay, Max, the other guy I work for, writes everything down. Do you have any records to show you paid me? Then Daniel, the carpenter, he responds, no. Okay. So Max left. James came. James greeted. Good to see you, Daniel. You look busy. Have you made any profit? Daniel says, yes, I think so. You think so? What do you mean? Daniel, well, I haven't kept any records. I'm busy making furniture. Then James said, you don't write down your expenses or income to calculate profit and loss? Then Daniel responds, James, I am a carpenter, not an accountant. Daniel, going forward, you must keep records of everything so that you will know if your business is successful or not. So let's discuss these questions. How can records help Daniel know if he paid Max or not? Kindly write your answers down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. How can records help Daniel, the carpenter, to know if he had paid Max or not? Okay, so the next question. How can Daniel keep track of what style, color, and the number of chairs a customer wanted and when they were going to pick them up? So how can Daniel be able to know the style and color or the number of chairs somebody has ordered from him that they will pick up? How would Daniel be able to know? I'll pause for about 5 seconds so that you know to answer down. Okay, so let's answer the third question. What are some other records that would be helpful for a carpenter to keep? What are some other records that would be helpful for a carpenter to keep? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so what are some records your business should keep? What are some records your business should keep? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so that's fine. Let's move to the next but before that, let's act. Okay, let's turn to page 21 in our participation manual. Page 21 in our participation manual, and you see that there are 3 things that your business should record. 3 things that your business should record. Okay. 3 things that your business should record. Page 16 of the participation manual. Page 16. So kindly write 3 things that your business should record. I'll pause for about 10 seconds so that you write the answer down. Okay. So that you write at least 3 things that your business should be able to record. I'll pause for about 10 seconds. Thank you. Okay. So now that you'll be able to write the things that your business needs, at least 3 things, kindly decide how you keep track of those records. Those 3 things that you've written, those 3 records that you think your business should keep. Kindly decide how you keep track of those 3 things and where you are going to keep those records so that you can always use them. Okay, so where you are going to keep those records is very, very important. Okay, let's move to the next principle. Okay, record income and expenses at the point of sale. Record income and expenses at the point of sale. So let me give you a scenario. Let's go over this scenario. So I'm give you a picture of something that happened. Okay, a certain woman was selling items in the market, and then she had too much items. She was selling things like candies, paper, pin, paper clips, small items, so many items, and she had made prices for each of the items. So for example, 20 for piece of paper, then 10 for a candy, and so many prices were pasted on the items. Then people just walked in because they already knew the prices. Immediately they walked. Someone will pick like 3, someone will pick like 5, and then they'll hand her over the money. So in about 1 hour time, there were so many people, uncountable people have entered the shop. Okay, so how would she be able to know how much she made in total? How would she be able to know how much that she made in total, or how many people visited her? Please note your answer down. How would the person be able to note how much he or she made in total? People trooping in, picking items, giving her monies. Every second, somebody was working to pick somebody. How would she know how much she had sold and how many people had visited her shop? How would she know? Kindly write your answer down. I'll pause for about 10 seconds so that you continue. Okay, so now let's go through some ways that we can record income. Okay, some ways that we can record income. Some ways that we can record income. So these are some ways that we can record income at the point of sale. There are sometimes that somebody can visit your shop, and then you even have time to even what? Even pause to even record. Sometimes if you say that you are writing each of the items that people have bought, you can't. So these are ways to record income at the point of sale. So number 1, make a product list and make tally marks during each sale and expense. So tally marks, it is just some marks that you make, 1 1 1, just beside, so you can list all the products that you have in your shop. And then as you make the product list, if somebody buys, you make 1, like this sign. You see, have you seen it? Beside the product list. If the person buys 2, you make this, you make another mark like this. And then when it becomes 4, you cross to make it 5. Okay, when it comes, you cross it this way to make it 5. Okay. Number 2, keep your income and expense log at the point of sale and record all sales. Keep your income and expense log at the point of sale and record all sales. So I will be delving into how to make an income and expense log very soon. Okay, so when you have an income and expense log in your shop or with you, whenever you make a sale, you record it. It's very easy over there, isn't it? Okay. Then we can also have an app. Now there are apps that are available either on Android, Play Store, App Store, or a cash register. And you can use it to track all your sales and all your expenses. Your paper receipts. You can also use paper receipts. You know receipts have duplicates. So as you tell for your customers, you have a copy. So you don't have to wait till maybe you are done recording before you serve the other customer. With paper receipts, you can just give it to them and then you just have a copy. So at the end of the business day, then you just put all the records on the receipt, the duplicate or your copy, the carbon copy. You put them in a book or your income and expense log. Then you total them up at the end of the day and enter them into what? Your income and expense log. Okay. So now let's discuss. So how would having a list of all of the products and marking the sales, okay, tally marks, how would it okay, so let's discuss. How would having a list of all of the products and marking the sales that you make with tally marks help a store owner to be able to keep track of what they have sold? How would having a list of all the products and marking the sales that you've made with tally marks help the owner or the store owner to be able to keep track of what they have sold? I'll pause for about 10 seconds so that you note your answers down. Okay, so let's discuss the next question. So what's the advantage of knowing what you sold and spent each day? So if you're able to you write everything, you keep what you've sold on paper, you write it down. What is the advantage of being able to know what you sold and you spent each day? I'll pause for about 10 seconds so that you write your answers down. Okay, so let's continue. What is the best way for you to keep records at the point of sale? What is the best way for you to keep records at the point of sale? What is the best way for you to keep records at the point of sale? I'll pause for about 10 seconds so that you write your answers down. Okay, so on page 16 in our participation manual, you would see how would you keep your records at the point of sale. So there's a question there: how will you keep records at the point of sale? Kindly answer that question. There's a space provided in the participation manual on page 16, and it says that write how you will keep records at point of sale. Okay, so I'll pause for about 10 seconds. If you can go there and check and answer that question so that we continue. Okay, so let's continue. Let's move on to principle number 3. Okay, so kindly turn to page 17 in your participation manual. Okay, and you would see there is an example of an income and expense log. Okay, and it is titled Cow's Tree Trimming Business. Cow's Tree Trimming Business. Okay, so in your participation manual, kindly go to the example of Cow's Tree Trimming Business and look at the income and expense log for the month of March. Look at the income and expense log for the month of March. So the purpose of an income and expense log is to know our cash balance by tracking all money coming in and out and going out of our business. So the purpose of an income and expense log is to be able to know our cash balance. So to be able to know how much cash balance, we will come to that, okay? But in brief, is to know how much you have in your business by tracking all the money that is coming in and going out, okay? So now, okay, so this is on page 17 in your participation manual. Make an income and expense log. So we see Cow's Tree Trimming Business. Okay, so I'll do this on our Myplatform. Okay, I'll do this on Myplatform with another name. So assuming on Myplatform at the end of the tutorial, as in the theory, we'll do a practical or a practical tutorial or a practice of this income and expense log using another person's name. So the owner of this business, this tree trimming business, is called Carl. So I'll use another person's name to demonstrate so that we know how we can make what? An income and expense log. Okay, so an income and expense log, it records all of your business transactions. Okay, and it should have the following columns. So a column is the long part of every chart. Okay, the long part, this one, long part. So if we can count all the columns, is 1, 2, 3, 4, and what, 5, isn't it? Okay, so the number 1, the first column, number 1, is what? Dates. So these are the dates. So that's what the date we received or spent the money. Then description, that's the second column. Okay, description, the second column. So that is how we earned the money, or who we paid money to, how we earned the money, or who we paid money to. Okay, so how we earned the money that came in our business, or who we paid the money that we took from our business. Okay, so expenditure is money we took from our business. Income is money that we got for our business or into our business. So the description is how we earned the money that we got, or that came into our business, or the money that we paid to another person from our business. Column number 3 is what? Expenses or expense, and that is what? The amount we spent, putting a minus sign in front. Okay, putting a minus sign in front of the number, and that helps us to be able to what? Remember, to be able to remember to subtract that amount from what? Our cash balance. Okay, so the fourth column is what? The income. So the money that came into our business, so income, money that came in. So income means money that came in, so it's called income. Come in, income. So whenever you see income, money that came into your business. Okay, so money that we received, we add this. So we add this to what? Our cash balance. That's why it's plus. So we add it. We know we have to add it to what? Our cash balance. Then the last column is what? Number 5 is balance. Okay, this column. So the amount we have in our cash box or in our bank account for our business, or in our savings, whichever it is what we call the balance. Okay, so we have starting cash balance, which is the first balance we have, money in our business at the start of the month, and then we have monies that came in on a particular day. Okay, the balance for it also there, and the ending cash balance, meaning money that we have in our bank account, our bank savings or our business savings, as at the end of the month, is what? Ending cash balance. Okay, so now let's discuss. Looking at the chart, you can see this chart on the page 17 of the participation manual. So looking at this chart, how much did Carl start the month with? So remember, the month is the March of what? The month of March, isn't it? So the month is the month of March. So how much did Carl start? Okay, how much did Carl start at the beginning of the month? So we have the starting cash balance. So how much did Carl start at the beginning of the month of March? Kindly, I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Kindly note this answer down. How much did Carl start the month of March with? How much did she start? How much cash did Carl start the month with? The answer, kindly note it down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds so that we continue. Okay, So how did that affect Carl's cash balance? How did that affect Carl's cash balance? Okay, how did it affect Carl's cash balance? So because on the month of, so let me reframe this question. Let me reframe it again to be simple enough to understand. Okay, so on March 2nd or on 2nd March, the month is March. Unfortunately, it depends on how people write it. Okay, but sometimes I prefer writing the day, then the month comes. Okay, so this one you see here is the March coming first, third month. So it's 2nd March. Okay, so on 2nd March, Carl earned 200. On 2nd March, Carl earned 200. Okay, like trimming what? Ralph Jones trees. So a man called Ralph Jones came to Carl that he should trim his tree for him, and then he gave what? Carl's tree trimming business 200 what? Amount of 200. So is it income? It's income because the money is coming in to Carl's business. So income. So how did this money affect Carl's cash balance? This is the cash balance at the end of 2nd March. So how did this 200 income, which is plus money that he gained into his business, how did it affect his cash balance? How did it affect his cash balance? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. How did it affect Carl's cash balance? Please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. If you are in the WhatsApp group, you can contact me either privately or on our group page. Okay, if you have any you don't understand anything about this income and expense law, kindly contact me. Okay, but at the end of this video, I'll do on my platform, so it will help us to be able to understand this better. I'll do this on my platform to be able to help us understand this better. Okay, so let's continue. On 16th March, which is this, on 16th March, how much did Carl pay Miguel? How much did Carl pay Miguel? So wages means what? Payment. So wages means what? A salary's pay. A salary's pay is called wages. The salary paid to a worker. Okay, salary paid is called wages. So someone called Miguel received a salary paid. Okay, or a salary pay from Carl's tree trimming business. So Carl's tree trimming business paid Miguel, who is a worker, his salary pay. Okay, so on 16th March, how much did Carl pay Miguel? Okay, so payment means money went out of his business. It's pay, so out, money went out, so it is what? Expense. So how much did he pay? Kindly note your answer down. How much did he pay Miguel? I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Kindly note your answer down. How much did he pay Miguel? Okay, so always remember that money paid out from your business should have minus. Okay, so don't forget the minus. Let's continue. So why did Carl pay Miguel? Why did Carl pay Miguel? Kindly note your answer down. Why did Carl pay Miguel? I'll pause for about 5 seconds so that you continue. Okay, so on 22nd March, Carl started out with 1,500. on 22nd March, Carl started out with 1,500 in his cash balance, and then he worked out at Brown's Orchard for 12 hours. Okay, so on 22nd March, before the day started, in Carl's cash balance, the business was having 1,500. Okay, then he went to Brown's Orchard. Orchard is like, let's say, a garden or a place of vegetation. Okay, there were trees, so Brown's tree garden, or however it is, orchard. Okay, and then he went to trim a tree over there. Okay, so you see, so he earned how much? So how much did he earn? Carl started out with 1,500 in his cash balance at the beginning of the day, and he worked at Brown's Orchard, okay, for 12 hours. So this is how much he earned. Have you seen it? Okay, so it's what? Income. Money came to his business, come in. So money was able to come in into his business, so income of this amount. So then he added it to his cash balance. Before 22nd March, he was having this amount. So he added this to this. And this will be the total amount that he has in his business for 22nd March. Okay. So what is his cash balance at the end of the day? So at the end of 22nd March, how much was his cash balance? So he started the day with this, and then he earned this on that same day. How much was his cash balance at the end of the day? Kindly note your answer down. How much was his cash balance at the end of the day? Kindly note your answer down in your book. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so what day did Carl buy a new chainsaw? Looking at this income and expense log. Okay, what day did Carl buy a new chainsaw? On what day did he buy a new chainsaw? On what day? On what day did he buy a new chainsaw? Chainsaw. He bought a new chainsaw for his business. On what day? What day? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. On what day did he buy a new chainsaw? I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay. So how much did the chainsaw cost? How much did the chainsaw cost? Chainsaw, how much did it cost? How much did it cost? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. How much did the chainsaw cost? Okay, so Carl wrote minus 1,500 in the expense column. Carl wrote minus 1,500 in the expense column. What was his cash balance before he bought the chainsaw? What was his cash balance before he bought the chainsaw? What was his cash balance before he bought the chainsaw? Kindly write your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. How much was his cash balance before he bought the chainsaw? Okay, so let's continue. What was his balance after he bought the chainsaw? What was his balance after he bought the chainsaw? What was his balance? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. What was his balance after he bought the chainsaw? Okay, so an income and expense log is a common business form. We use it every day to record the money coming in and the money going out of our businesses. This way we can always know exactly how much cash we have on hand or our cash balance. An income and expense log is a common business form. We should use it every day to record the money coming in and the money going out of our businesses. This way we can always know exactly how much cash we have on hand or our cash balance. Okay. Plan to keep an income and expense log for your business. Okay, plan to keep an income and expense log for your business. So let's discuss how much is cow's beginning cash balance. How much is cow's beginning cash balance? How much was cow's beginning cash balance? What is cow's cash balance at the end of March? What is cow's cash balance at the end of March? Does cow have more money or less money than he started the month with? Does cow has more money or less money than he started the month with? Is cow's business sinking? Looking at his ending cash balance. So when he started the month, he had 1,500. At the beginning of the month, he has 1,400. Is cow's business sinking or floating? Is cow's business sinking or floating? From what we have discussed so far, would you say cow is ready to sail his business boat into deeper water? Assuming cow's business, this pertaining to his income and expense log, is the boat that we see here. Is this boat? Okay. Assuming cow's business is this boat. Okay. Is cow's business, if this is his business, okay, the boat represents his business. Okay, is cow ready to sail his business boat into deeper water? Is cow ready to sail his boat or his business boat into deeper water? Looking at his income and expense log. Okay, so why or not do you think that, or can you assess, do you think that cow's business, looking at his starting with 1,500 and ending with 1,004, per your answer that you've given, whether his boat is ready to sail what into deeper water? Why did you provide the answer, or why did you think you gave the answer that you've given, whether it is yes or no? The question was, is cow's business ready to sail, or is cow ready to sail his business boat into deeper water? So whatever answer you gave, why do you think so? I'll pause for about 5 seconds so that we continue. Okay, so how will you keep your income and expense log? How will you keep your income and expense log? How will you keep your income and expense log? How will you keep your income and expense log? Okay, so let's move to principle number 4. Create an income statement. Create an income statement. So kindly turn to page 18 in your participation manual. Kindly turn to page 18 in your participation manual. and then you realize that there is an income statement for Carl's tree trimming business. There is an income statement. So this is the same income and expense log for March. And then you realize that on page 18 in your participation manual, you see Carl's income statement for March over there. So this is Carl's income statement for March. Okay. Okay. So on the income statement, so using Carl's income and expense log, we can make an income statement. So using Carl's income and expense log, we can make an income statement. An income statement is another important business tool. It takes all of the income and expenses from 1 month. It takes all the income and expenses from 1 month. Okay. It takes all the income and expense from 1 month, a quarter, or a year to determine if you made any profits. To determine if you made any profits during that time period. An income statement shows income, expenses, and profit or loss. An income statement shows income, expenses, and profit or loss. Okay, so remember, the purpose of an income statement is to what? See if the business made a profit or experienced a loss. The purpose of an income statement is to what? See if the business made profit or it made a loss. Turn to page 18 in your participation manual and look at the income statement for Carl's tree trimming business. So an income statement puts similar entries into what? Categories. So similar entries. Tree trim. They are similar entries. They are all tree trim. It's only the name that is different, but they are all tree trim. It puts them in what? It puts them in the same category. So trim. It puts them in the same category. An income statement puts similar entries into categories so that you know how much you are spending or receiving in specific areas. So notice how all the tree trim income, okay, and track repair, okay, track repair expenses are grouped together on Carl's income statement. Okay, so you realize that all what? Tree trim, which is income, and track repair expenses are grouped together on Carl's income statement over here. Okay, so let's discuss how much did Carl pay to get his track fixed this month. How much did Carl pay to get his track fixed? It is an expense, isn't it? So how much did Carl pay to get his track fixed? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so don't forget to put monies that go out of the business. Put minus there. Don't forget to put minus there. Okay, so let's continue. So how much did Carl earn trimming trees this month? How much did Carl earn trimming trees this month? So all the tree trim, you added trim. You've added trim. The total of it. So how much did Carl earn trimming trees this month? How much did Carl earn trimming trees this month? Kindly note your answer down. How much did Carl earn trimming trees this month? Kindly note your answer down. Okay, so let's continue. What was the total income Carl earned each from March 1st to 31st March? What was the total income? Okay, that or the total in what was the total income Carl earned from March 1st to 31st March 1st to 31st March, all the income. What is the total income from 1st March? So from, it means the total income on all this 1st March to 31st. So what is the total income over here? You can kindly note your answer down. Pause for about 10 seconds. You can add these things up. The total income that Carl earned for March 1st to 31st. I'll pause for 10 seconds so that you put your answers down. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue. What were Carl's total expenses? What were Carl's total expenses? Kindly note your answer down. What was Carl's total expenses? I'll pause for about 5 seconds. What was Carl's total expenses? Total income. What was Carl's total expenses? Kindly note your answer down. Okay, so how much more did Carl spend than he earned? How much more did Carl spend than he earned? Carl spent this. Expenses is what you spend. Money you take from your business. Income, money you get income. So it comes in to your business. Money that comes in to your business. So Carl earned 2,000. Remember, income in, so it's plus. And Carl spent 2,100. It went out, so out means expense. In, come, it means income. So how much more did he what? How much more did Carl spend more than he earned? Can you guess the answer? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay. So let's act. Make a practice income and expense log and income statement. Okay, kindly make a practice income and expense log and income statement. Turn to page 18 in your workbook to the blank practice income and expense log. Turn to page 18 in your workbook to the blank practice income and expense log, or income and expense log and income statement. So you see a practice income and expense log and income statement in your workbook. Okay, think of the expenses and income you have in your business. Think of the expenses and income you have in your business. Put those in the expense log below. Okay, so whatever income that you make for your business for a part, so let's start with this month. Okay, so whatever income and expenses that you've made so far, on page 18 you put your answers in what? The table provided over there. Okay, so I'll move on to my platform briefly so that I'll enter this over there, okay, in my platform for you to understand it. Okay, so then you do what? You think of the expense and income in your business, you have in your business, and you put those expense and the income in the log. Then you put the amounts into the expense or income categories. So if you can't remember the exact figures, you can just get some numbers. You can just guess some numbers or some figures, okay? But be sure to put in a starting and ending balance. So remember that this is only for practice, okay? Okay, so to make your income statements, look at your income and expense log. To make your income statements, please look at your income and expense log and determine which transactions are of the same type. For example, you may have several entries for food or for commissions. Okay, so they could be like the same entries for food or for commissions. So if they are the same entries, like tree trim, tree trim, tree trim, tree trim, they are the same entries. Okay, so for example, if you have several entries for food or commissions, you can group them together into income and expenses column of the same category and put them in one line. Okay, like the tree trim. Okay, of the income statement. Make sure all of the log entries are included in your income statement. Make sure all of the log entries are included in your income statement. Make sure all of the log entries are included in your income statement. So make sure all the entries that you make for your business in the income and expense column is recorded. Okay. Okay, so when you did it, did you make a profit in your income statement? Or when you do it, kindly make sure that you check whether you made a profit or loss in your income statement. Okay, so if you made a profit on your income statement, kindly let me know. Okay, so if you are in the WhatsApp group, with your practice income and income statement, kindly you can just send me, oh, I made a profit or I made a loss or something. But if you made a profit, let me know. Okay, you can just WhatsApp me privately, or you can put it in our group chat, our WhatsApp group chat. Okay, so usually income statements are made monthly most of the times, just like for March, you see. Okay, usually income statements are made monthly. So why would it be helpful to have an income statement each month? Why would it be helpful to have an income statement each month? Why must you have an income statement each month? Why do you think so? What would be your greatest challenge in keeping an income and expense log? What would be your greatest challenge in keeping an income and expense log? I'll pause for 5 seconds so that you note your answer down. What would be your greatest challenge in keeping an income and expense log and making an income statement monthly? Okay, so how can we help each other? How can we help each other keep these records in our own business? How can we help each other to be able to keep these records in our own business? So this is a practice income and expense log and income statement. So how can we help each other to keep records in our own business? What are the things that you can do to be able to help you keep records in your own business? I'll pause for about 10 seconds so that you note your answer down. Okay, so kindly let's move to the next unit. Okay, so kindly let us move to the next principle. Okay, principle number 5: avoid selling on credit. Principle number 5: avoid selling on credit. Okay, so let's take this scenario for example. Okay, so assuming somebody sells in her shop, so many people are coming every second, every minute, people are rushing in to buy, and several people that come up ask for credit, and they tell her, or assuming it is your shop, and they tell you, I'll pay later, put it on my tab, etc. Okay, and then you give the person your product and they tell you that they will pay later. That is what it means by what? Selling on credit. And this is very dangerous to your business. Okay, so let's go over these reasons why we must avoid selling on credit. So reason number one, okay, people don't pay. Reason number one, people don't pay. So people don't pay you like they promised to. You lose time and money trying to collect the debts they owe you. You lose time and money trying to collect the debts they owe you. Reason number two, it is hard to keep records. Credit is harder to record because no money goes into your cash box. You need to keep a separate record of money you are owed, called accounts receivable. So credit is harder to record because no money goes into your cash box. You need to keep separate record of money you are owed, called accounts receivable. So assuming if somebody, you are keeping this record as you have started to start keeping your business income and expense and the income statement, where would you keep this thing? Because you've not received the money, it's not actual. So remember, this place is actual money that you have really spent, that you've given out, and money that you've really received. It is not money that you expect, it's something that you are just thinking about to receive. That is not real money. So it's what? It is hard to keep records. Credit is harder to keep because no money goes into your cash box. You need to separate records. So you have to write maybe in another diary or a book or on a chart that people owe you. Do you get it? Because you've not yet received the money. But reason number three why you have to avoid selling on credit is that it costs you money. If you have taken out a loan, assume you took a loan for your business, and then you start giving your product or your things out on credit without charging interest, then you are losing what? Money. So if you don't charge, so you have to charge interest. Give credit, you charge interest. So without charging interest, you are losing a lot of money, isn't it? Okay, so now let's discuss what is a credit, or what is credit. What does credit mean? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 10 seconds. What is credit? Okay, so are there times we should offer credit? Do you think there are some times that we should offer customers credit? When do you think we should offer customers credit and why? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for about 15 seconds. Okay, so kindly go to page 19, your participation manual. So you see that in your participation manual, you are told to what? Write your policy. Okay, so write your policy on credit for your business. Write your policy. What? On credit for your business. Write your policy on credit for your business. Okay, so kindly write your answer down. I'll pause for about. So write down your policy on credit for your business, which simply means that what will you do, or the issue concern the issue of credit with regards to your business. What would you do? So would you offer credit for your business, or in your business will you offer credit for your customers? And what would be your policy with regards to what? Giving people items on credit in your business. So kindly note your answer down. Pause for about 10 seconds so that we continue. Okay, so the 6 pieces of business are plan, product, price, paperwork, promotion, and process. Today we learned about paperwork. Kindly turn to page 16 in your participation manual and let's read the 5 principles of paperwork together. So the 5 principles of paperwork business that we discussed today, let's read it together. Number 1, keep records. Number 2, record income and expense at point of sale. Number 3, make an income and expense log. Number 4, create an income statement. Number 5, avoid selling on credit. Okay, so let's go over our commitments for unit 5. Our business plan commitment. We are to develop a plan to what? Record sales at point of sale. We are told to also develop an income and expense log for our businesses. Okay, so your business, you develop an income and expense log for your business. Number 3 is to what? Create an income statement for your business from last month. So use last month's records. If you don't remember, you can put any figures there for practice sake, okay, to create an income statement for your business. And our next commitment is home quality of life commitment. So what is your home quality of life commitment? It is what? To thoughtfully choose 2 areas or 1 or 2 areas of your quality of life wheel and write down goals to improve this week. Okay, so be specific with your written goals and follow through. Okay, savings commitment. Add to your savings, even if it's just a coin or two. Kindly add to your savings. Okay, so let's discuss which of the commitments is going to be hardest and which of them is going to be easiest. Okay, so yeah, and then let's see. Kindly meet with your action partner for this unit, okay, and discuss your business ideas and decide on how you contact and encourage each other. Okay, so let's move on to Myplatform, and then let's see how we would be able to what? Enter our income and expense log, and then yeah, our income statement. Okay, so see you on Myplatform. Okay, so welcome to Myplatform tutorial. Okay, so to be able to enter Myplatform, we'll go to myplatform.interweave solutions.org. So I'll put the link of Myplatform in the description of this video and then on our WhatsApp group pages. Okay, so you can click on and practice. So when you click on enter, it will take you to the login page for you to be able to enter your income and expense log and then your income statement. Okay, so I'll enter my email address, then the password I used to log in. So the registration link is also in the description to this video and in our WhatsApp group, so you can just register. When you register, you'll be able to enter Myplatform with what? Your email address and that password that you used to register. So when you open Myplatform, you get to this screen. Okay, so a screen like this, and then you go to paperwork. It's a blue icon. Okay, so you click on it and then paperwork will open for you. So they are asking you a question. They said, why is it important to keep record of transactions that occur in your business? So you remember that principle number 1, unit 5, is what? Keep records. So why do you think it is important for you to keep record of transactions? So I think so that you'll be able to track, so that you will be able to track or to keep track, to keep track of expenses, income, and everything that happens in your business. Okay, so something like this. Then they are also asking us a question. How can you keep records for your business? How can you keep records for your business? So all the above. You can use a pen and a paper, you can use Excel, okay, and you can use a phone app. All the above. So you can use all the above to what? To be able to keep records for your business. Okay, so when you come to Microsoft Excel, you click on Excel, you can download it, okay, or have it on your, so this one I have it on my desktop, so I clicked on it. You can go to a blank workbook anytime that you are willing to work with Excel, and it will open like this for you. Okay, so you can use a pen and a paper, Excel, and then a phone app to be able to keep records for your business. Okay, so all the above, that's what I have clicked. So you choose the one that you think, because they are asking how can you keep records for your business. So it's a personal question. Do this course with, if you don't have a business yet, kindly keep the products that you have in mind. So the products that you want to use for your own business, that's what you keep in mind to do this course. Okay, and to answer every question. If you do not have a real business, then the income and expense log, income statement, you can put in any figures, okay, at all, and then imagine anything and then use it to what? Make an income and expense log. You can just assume. If you have a relative who has a business, you can just ask them about, if they will disclose their expenses and their income to you. You can also use it for the income and expense log. But if you have a business, then you use your business records for last month, okay, for the income and expense log. You try, and then you also what? Keep a personal budget. So your personal budget will be for the upcoming month, and then you have to keep an income and expense log for this month as well. Okay, so let's go to the question number 3. It says, in this course you learn how to keep an income statement, and with that information you can create an income and expense log and a cash flow projection. Check off which of these records you are currently keeping within your business. So which of these records? So in this course, unit 5, we've learned that we've learned how to keep an income statement, and we are coming to practice, okay, on Myplatform. So Myplatform is where you practice whatever you learn. Kindly practice it. Don't just say that, oh, I'm just doing the course. You may forget, but when you practice it, you'll be able to remember. Okay, so they are asking, with the information you've learned in this unit, you can create an income and expense log, cash flow projection. Check off these records you currently keep within your business. So which ones do you currently keep in your business? Okay, so at least for now you've done 2, but we can come back to Myplatform and do and update the rest. Today we've learned about income and expense log, income statement, so we'll just take these ones for now. When we are done, there's another topic coming, that's unit 10. We'll treat cash flow projection. So when we are done, we'll click that one too as well. Okay, so now let's start with the income and expense log. So you can create an income statement using the following example. So you write the date. You remember 5 columns, right? Date, description, expenses, income, and then the final balance. So every day. So pay attention to your cash balance. That's what is very important. That's the money that you have in your business. Okay, so at the beginning of each of the statements, so at the beginning and at the end of each the statement. So this is an income statement. An income statement. This is also what is showing your business, income and expense log. So now let's start. So I'll use the same business, cow tree trimming business, but now I'll just assume that it is what? Another person's tree trimming business. Or let me use another, okay, let me use somebody's catering business, okay, a catering business. So I'll use the same amount. So let's use a catering business. So on the 3rd of, I'm using the month of March, okay, in this example. So on the 3rd of, I normally like using the month, I like bringing the month last. Or let's say it is April, okay, so on the 3rd of April, 3rd April. Okay, so so let's say donuts, okay, donut sales. So donut sales. it's an income, right? So the person bought, somebody bought donuts, okay? So this is our catering business. Somebody ordered donuts and we made it for the person at 200. So it's an income. So we make it plus, okay? Plus. So we earned 200 for our business. Then our balance, our starting balance for March, we had 600, or okay, let's say we had 1,500 in our balance. It means the money that we had in our business, okay, in our bank account for our business. So it's plus, okay. We have money. It's not like we've gone to borrow. If you've borrowed, you make it minus. Okay, so whenever you borrowed for it, you start a business. Let's say you took a loan or something, this balance will not be plus, it will be minus. So when you add, now it means you'll be paying for loans, isn't it? So whenever you go and pay the loan, so you've gone for a loan, so it's minus. But this one we had money, our seed money. So we started, let's say, our donut business in what? In which month? In April, okay. So on 10th April. Okay, so let's make this one 2nd April and this one is 10th April. So on 10th April we had to buy what? Cooking equipment. So cooking equipment. Maybe we bought blender, we bought a food processor. So all the cooking equipment that we needed. Cooking equipment. So that's an expense, isn't it? All the cooking equipment we bought, let's say a food processor or something simple. We didn't buy much, okay, because our business was young. We bought something little, and it is just 100. So if you want to add another table, you remember we've been given 2 tables, so you add row. You see some will come, so you add row. Whenever you want more, you add row. Whenever you want to reduce the row, maybe you made a mistake and you want to remove one of the row, you click here. You see, it will remove the row for you. So this one you add row. Okay. So this one is on the 16th of April. We paid salary, okay, or let's say we paid ourselves a salary. Remember, we've been told to what? Pay ourselves salary. So we ourselves, okay, the business, we for now, because the business is young, we don't take much, so we just take 500, okay. So my personal salary. So this is you said my personal salary. My personal salary. Okay, so you paid so it's an expense, so you take it from your business, so it's minus 500. You paid yourself. Okay, then on 19th April, you had an order. So somebody ordered for, let's say, cake, okay, a birthday cake. Okay, so cake sales. So you made a cake sale. You made a cake sale of about 400. So remember, it's a plus. So somebody ordered a cake and you had a cake sale, okay. Then on 22nd April, okay, so somebody also ordered for meat pie, donuts, or whatever, yeah, pancakes. Okay, so the person ordered this. So it was a big anniversary that they were doing, and they wanted some chops, okay, snacks, so that they serve with drinks. So the name of the person that ordered is what? Miriam, okay. So Miriam. So you will decide what you type. You can just write it combined sales, combined cake, but it's too long. So Miriam's birthday bash sales, So as for this description, you can type anything the way you will remember. Okay, when you pick your income and expense log, the way you will remember and then be able to understand is what you type here. Okay, so don't just follow what is in the book, just type anything, even if it's one word that you can remember, just type it. So they ordered 1,000, but because it's an income, money is coming. Okay, so it is what? A plus. Then let's add a row. So on the 29th of April, someone ordered 29th of April. Okay, so you decided to stock your, so you bought maybe foodstuffs. Okay, you bought foodstuffs, sugar, milk. Okay, foodstuffs. So let's make it bought. So instead of making it long like I bought foodstuffs, so you can just make it, so you can just bought foodstuffs. Okay, so you bought foodstuff, sugar, flour, oil, butter, milk, eggs, things that you need for your business. Okay, so this is a catering business, and perhaps maybe you have rice. Sometimes you cook fried rice and the rest for parties, weddings. So you just bought foodstuff. So you bought, because they are expenses, money is taken from your business, so you took what? Okay, so 1,500, you use it to buy all those things. And then somebody also came to order on the, let's say 31st of April. Somebody came to order milkshakes and pancake. Okay, so milk, shake and pancake sales. Milkshake and pancake sales. So the person ordered milkshake and pancake maybe for a business conference, so a brief conference that for about some few people. Okay, maybe 20 to 30 people, just milk and some pancakes and some maybe snack, but let's make it like that. And then it wasn't a big order, but they gave you 400. Okay, for the, and then so you earn 400. So now this thing, I should have done it before. So you don't wait for the end of the month before you check your balance. So when you are doing it, kindly enter your balance before. Don't wait till the end. This one is because it is last month. Okay, so last month. So when I'm done, I'll do another description for like this month. Okay, for you to understand it, so that you see how that one, the balance will be. Okay. Okay, So the ending cash balance is the last money that we have. Okay, the last balance is always the ending cash balance. Okay, so that's all. So this is for what? Last month. So let's say this month we have now started. So you see the cash balance was 1,400 plus. Okay, but before that, no problem. I just want to let us do it again. Okay, so let's assume this one is for this month, and today's date is what? 31st. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, so let's start it. So assuming this is also the same as this month order, the same order scheme, let's do the balance. So let's say we began the month with 1,005. So when you are doing it, use the balance that you used, or the balance before that month. The particular month is your starting cash balance. Okay, so let's say you made a donut sale of 200. Then you calculate your balance. Okay, it means now you have about 1,700 in your business. So this is how you do it. You don't do it like the first one I did. That one, it was just an example. So cooking equipment was an expense because you bought cooking equipment. Okay, and that one was 100. Immediately then you do the balance, which is so when you subtract this one from this, it will be plus 1,006. So your salary, let's say you take 500. You've not had anybody, but you pay yourself a salary. So 1,005. So cake sales. Okay, it is money that came. So that one is, let's say, 400. So it will make it what? Sorry, so this one is 1,001. When you subtract this from this is what you get. And then this one you get, so this one will give you 1,005. Miriam's birthday bash order. Okay, so now you know that at the end of the 19th of April, this is what you had in your business account. Okay, so that's how to make you know that. Okay, Miriam's birthday bash sales. That one was what? An income. She ordered for so many items, so it was enough. So that one was 1,000. So when we add it to be what? 2,500. So this is how you do it. Always do your balance. Don't wait to the end of the month. Like the first example I had, I was just explaining how you enter, but that's the wrong way of entering your income and expense log. This is the right way. Okay, so note this one down. Okay, so bought foodstuffs is an expense, isn't it? So minus 1,500. When you subtract it from this one, it will be 1,000. So that will be your balance for the end of the day for 29th April. There's somebody ordered milkshake and pancake. So milkshake and pancake sales. For 400. So the balance to be what? 1,400. And then cash balance. So now let's come to the income statement. What are the items that you see are equal, are similar? It is one, expenses, isn't it? They are all similar. They are all under expenses. Income, they are all under income. So under the income, which of them are similar? You can see that donut sales, cake sales, they look similar, and milkshake and pancake sales. Okay, so they are all food. Donut sales, cake sales, milkshake and pancake sales. So let's go to the income statement and type the income. So we'll make it food sales. Okay, so food sales. So but the income statement is just you, before you do the income statement you have to do the income and expense law, but the income statement is just copying what you've entered on your income and expense log on the income statement. So we make it what? Food sales. So food sales. Let's use Excel to add. Okay, or you can just add it, but okay, let's use our calculator. So we have food sales, donut sales, cake sales, and milk and pancake sales. So this one is 200 plus cake sales 400, which is plus 600, plus milk and pancake sales, which is what? 400, which is what? Plus 1000, isn't it? So it will be plus 1000. Plus 1000. Then we have Miriam's birthday batch sales. It's also income, so you don't forget it. So we can put it here. It is also food sales, but because we didn't name it like the name of a food, so we just decided to bring it down so that it will be easy for us to understand. Okay, when we pick our income statement. So Miriam's birthday batch sales. So expenses. So you see the expenses. So your salary and then equipment and then foodstuffs, they are all different. Okay, so you type it there. So cooking equipment. So you bought cooking equipment, which was an expense. Okay, so cooking equipment. Cooking equipment. And my personal salary. Okay, so that one was minus 100. Your personal salary. So my personal salary. So your personal salary is then we add one row. Okay, remember the expenses are 3, and then we bought foodstuffs. So bought foodstuffs. Okay, so now let's go back. So this is the income statement. We'll be able to what? We'll be able to put all these things together. We'll be able to put all these things together. Okay, and then as we'll be able to put it together, we've summarized it. So all expenses together, all income together, isn't it? So now let's make a total. But let's write our starting cash balance. It was what? Plus 1500. So you write it here. Plus 1500. So what is the total of the income? So the income is what? Plus 1000 plus 1000. So use your calculator. Okay, so it will become what? Plus 2000. That's total income. So on my platform, you see that the chart has already been made for you. You don't need to draw any chart, like maybe if you are using a paper. So it's just like Excel. So the expenses is what? 1005. So we use minus. So minus 1005 minus. So when you enter minus 1005 minus 500 minus 100 on your calculator, you get minus 2100. Isn't it? Okay. So now let's go to Excel and see if. So Excel is also a table. So if you like, you can use Excel to what? Keep your business records. So minus 2100 plus 2000. So it's just like that. So always total expenses and then total income. So let's see how it will go. So minus 2100 and then 2000. So I'm just adding it. So on Excel you make it equal to sum. No, but this thing you can just use your calculator. I like using Excel when I'm on the computer. I use Excel for most of my calculations. But if you want, this one is also good. So plus this. So okay, so you just add the two. You don't even subtract anything. Just add. And we got this answer, minus 100. You can just use your calculator to add. So we had minus 100 as our profit. Okay, so you see this one, the income expense log, it didn't make you see your profits. It didn't make you see your profits. This one didn't make you see your profits, but the income statement is making you see your profits. So the ending cash balance was what? The ending cash balance, we calculate it by what? You see our starting cash balance. So we can add this minus 100 to this one, and the answer is what? Our ending cash balance. So if we made a profit, we add it. If we made a loss, we add it. What did we make here? Minus 100. We made a loss. It means our business made a loss for this month. Our catering business. Okay, so let's go to Excel and add starting cash balance and then the loss that we made, so that we see our ending cash balance. So that one is what? Plus 1005 and then minus 100. Okay, so let's add. So you add equal to sum. So you are finding the sum total of this and this, and you click on enter. So we had what? Plus 1400, which is our ending cash balance. So we type it here. Always it's a plus. Okay, plus 1400. So this is the ending cash balance. So that's all for what? The income and expense log, and then the cash flow, the income and expense log, and the income statements. Cash flow projection, we'll do it in unit 10. So when we are done, we'll come back and enter. Remember in unit 4 we were able to enter what? Our budget, okay, for January, regardless of the year. Okay, so let's save it. Let's save what we have. So all that we've entered. If you don't save it, all your work it will not be saved. You come back, you see it. So it's update successful. So when we come back the next time to log in, you will see it over there. Okay, so when you do it, when you are done like this, then you can log out, and that's it. So thank you for watching, and then see you in my next episode. Okay.